Hello there. I am doing this tutorial in hopes of showing you a demonstration on how to light a masterpiece. This is the first time we've done this project, so I'm sure there'll be some confusion. So hopefully this will help. Now I'm going to start, of course, first by bringing up some helpful links. I'm going to the bottom there. I'm going to do the Roscoe Guide to Filters, which is at the bottom, the last slide on your PowerPoint. It's going to say you got viruses. This is not true. I don't know why they don't like Roscoe, but just hit OK. You'll be fine. Let's also, we're going to get to the Gobo chart later. That gel chart can be a little tricky to read. My older eyes have a little issue with it too, so I'm bringing that up. And lastly, the good old Matt Kaiser online lighting lab. That could come in handy. Okay, I got everything together. Now I'm going back to my PowerPoint. The first thing I need to do, well, the second thing, that was the first we just did, is insert painting on this slide so I'll have a reference. Don't try to do this by memory. Use your picture. Pictures. It's under the class file, lighting a masterpiece. There it is, the long engagement. Excuse me. I'm a sucker for pre-Raphaelites. They got beautiful colors, so I'm going to use this pre-Raphaelite, about a couple in a long engagement, as my guide. Now, before I even start on the lights, though, I have to build the set. You can see it's a man and a woman. He's partially hidden behind a large tree trunk, and there's a good deal of foliage behind him, so this should be pretty simple. I'm going to scroll down here and get some people. I think he will be fine, and her hands are outstretched, so that'll help too. So I'm going to hold down the control key, click her so I can select both. And then I'm going to copy. I can either hit Control C, or I can right click and click copy. Now I'm going to scroll up here, excuse me, and I'm going to hit Control V, there we go, to bring my two people in. Alternate method, let me undo. You can right click and do paste options, but paste under the use destination theme. If you paste it as a picture, they will come in together and you can't split them apart, which is not what we want to do. So I'm going to, there we go. So we're going to put him over here and kind of look at the picture. He's kind of at an angle. She's cheating out a little bit. So let's see if we can kind of replicate that. I'm going to spin him around. It's a stage, so we do want to cheat towards the ends a bit. She's going to go this way. I think that'll work. Uh-oh, got a little problem here. She's got some white opaqueness because of her outstretched arms that's covering up the fella. So what we're going to do is right-click, send to back. That means he'll be in. There we go. Okay. I think we can live with that. There we go. We want him a little bit separate because we have to isolate him with light since he's in shadow. Control click. Let's move him to the side a little bit. Now we need a big old tree trunk. I'm going to go down here, grab a dining room table. Click. Oop. Oh, you got to be right on that line or they don't like to mess with you. Okay. Computers are picky and dumb. Don't forget, these machines are dumb. They only do what you tell them. Don't think they're going to take over. They're not ready to take over the world yet. We still got a couple of good years. I'm just taking it. I'm sorry, while I'm ranting, I'm resizing. And there. Now I'm going to cheat him back a little bit. He's supposed to be in shadow. So we're going to do that. Oop, not that's maybe too much. Okay, there we go. Got our tree trunk. Lastly, we got that foliage in the back. That's going to be a painted drop. That's pretty simple. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Whoops. Drops and scrim. Copy. Paste. Right on the back of this circle. There we go. Okay, we got a set, folks. Now let's put some lights in. Now, let's go back to our source, because you should always go back to your source and check it. We see here, this has got sort of a, to me, a neutral, coolish glow to it. The first thing we'll do is the two key lights. The McCandless sort of plot with a warm and a cool, and these will be spotlights. These will be the source 4s. And you can see he's in shadow, so we're mostly concerned with getting her face, that luminous shine. Now, usually we're going to have a warm coming from here. It looks like the direction of the light is obviously coming from this side, right? Because, oops, I'm sorry. Coming from this side, because you can see he's in shadow. If it were coming from this side, he would be in light. So the warm light, the source light, is coming from here. And then the cool light, the bounce light, is coming from the other side. Now, the warm light, to me, you can see it a little bit, it's going to be a very pale sort of gold. And then the cool will probably not be a cool at all, but in this case, a neutral, because it's a lavender. You can see there's a lot of lavender in this. So we're going to find some colors that should work. And for this one, I'm going to use the online guide here. All right, remember Matt Kaiser's online light lab. Let's kill the black light. Let's start with the warm first from the Actors Right. We're going to turn it all the way up. This is the saturation bar. We're going to kind of do that. And then we're going to go here. We are looking for the gold. Whoop. Kind of in the cusp there. Too gold right there. That may be a bit too much. Okay. I think that might be pretty good. I know. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm going back to the picture. Maybe not so saturated. Let's go back and do a little bit more here. Okay, I think I can dig that. Now, the other one I said is not going to be a true cool, but a neutral. So let's crank it up. Crank down the saturation. Remember, there shouldn't be a lot of intense color in your first two lights and your two Lecos. These are the spot like the Actors. Others can have color like that, but not these. See, these would do a blue, but we're going to go into the realm of the purple. I love me some lavender, I gotta say. Just saying. That might do the trick. I'm looking also at the shadows down here and at this light that's being cast. Now let's check it out, shall we? We're going to go to this Rosco, excuse me, diffuse cover here. Oops, there we go. Sorry. I'm going to pull it off the tab up here. You can see you can click and drag because I want to compare. Now, what does that look like? What could that possibly be? To me, Special Lavender, R54, so I'm going to use that. Let's look at the warm. Let's go up. We got to go back. Pretty good. I don't know. I kind of like Pale Bastard Amber, so that's what color I'm going to use. That simple. So let's go back and start adding some lights. Let's go down here to our ERS, our source 4s, our spotlights, and let's click on one of these lights. I'm going to do Control mouse wheel so I get a little closer. And we said our warm is 352, or excuse me, 302, which is Pale Bastard Amber. So I'm going to right click, fill, eyedropper, boom. And I'm going to change, it always does that to me, 302. Don't worry about the X now, that comes in, we'll deal with that later. Okay, let's do our cool, or excuse me, our neutral. We said, what did we say that was? R54, which is right here. Now we'll do something different for those of you who don't have eyedroppers. We don't want you to feel left out, so we're just going to go to more fill colors. And we'll see if we can find something that will do R54 for me. That's pretty good. That's okay. Oh, here we go. There, I like it. Look at that, almost a perfect match. Okay, there, R54. And we're good. Okay, so we got two. Now we're going to click an empty space. And then we're going to click on that, Control, click on that. Copy. Let's go to our light plot. Oh, let's scroll out a little bit and bring in our pieces. Click it into space. Let's do one over here. And of course the warm, since the light, going back to our picture, you can see, right, we talked about the source of light is coming from here, from stage right. So we're going to put the warm on stage right. Now this is tricky bit. You want to make sure it's centered right on the woman. He's not hit by that light at all. Okay, same with this one. He's really not hit by the key light. So we're going to, let's move this down a little bit. There we go. So we're just going to almost straight on so it catches the woman. In fact, I'm going to move this out of the way. There we go. So it is hitting her more than anything else. There, we've got our front light. Now we need to add the atmosphere light, the wash, as it's called. You can see there's a quality of light to this. And it, again, is a neutral sort of lavender to me is what I see. You can see a little bit in the highlight of her hair, of course, in her face. Everything, and this is the light he's going to be in too. So we need something that is a wash instrument. This is going to wash the stage. So, okay, how do we find that? Well, we've already done one thing, right? We've used the online lighting, but it doesn't really do wash. It's for actors only. I think for wash instruments, we'll use the Rosco Guide to Color filter to give us some guidance and inspiration. If you open that up on your online tabs, one of your online tabs, and scroll down to page 7, you will see a series of charts beginning that give recommendations of what colors are best to use in what situation. Generally, they're divided into different categories, like this one is filters for warm acting areas. Don't need that. Filters for cool acting areas. Good, but that's not what we're looking for. Here we are on page 9. Filters for neutral acting areas. Now we're looking for something in the lavender range. So I'm going to start here where it says Surprise Pink, which is not really pink. It's a lavender. Surprise! That's an old lighting joke, by the way. Let's see what it says. Touch of color when white light is not desirable. True, we don't want white light, but we do want something a little more color in it. Lavender Mist, 351, pale, no color. 52. Excellent for general area or basic follow spot. Maybe a little too cool. We want something warmer. Here we have it. Lily Lavender, nice cool lavender, slightly warmer than R55. Well, let's check the chart, shall we? And let's see, Lily Lavender 353. We have a winner chicken dinner. That will be a nice wash over the stage, so that's what I'm going to use. Going back to my PowerPoint workbook, I'm going to scroll down. Now we've done some charts already with source force, with ERS spots. Let's go down to the next chart, which is Fresnel. Fresnel are wash instruments. So anytime we do a stage wash, we use these instruments with a wide focus. So we're going to use it for now. So, okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, if I may. Let's pick, there we go, an instrument. We are going to find good old Lillard. There it is. Let's do the fill. I'm going to do eyedropper to save time. Boom, 353. Go ahead and change. There we go. And copy up to our light plot. Paste. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to turn it. Now generally you need more than one wash instrument in a line to cover the stage. This is a small stage, so I think we can get away with 2. If it was bigger, we'd have 3 or 4. So I'm going to put my cursor here to move it, hold down the control button until I get a plus sign. I'm going to click and drag over here, I think. Let's put it right there. There we go. Now we have our wash instruments. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I think it's time to add some backlight, don't you think? Backlight is needed so the stage picture won't be flat. And it looks like we're looking for kind of a bluish gray here. You can take the cue from his face. So I think the first thing I need to do is get back online and head back to the online lighting lab. And we're going to bring up the backlight. A little bit of saturation, maybe half-seas. Oh, is that a lighting term? And there, kind of that'll give it a little bit of coolness to it. You can see them blending there. See, also look at the light on the floor. You can see where it's blending together, where it makes that sort of cool grayish thing, which I think we like. I think I've found it. So I'm going to go back and drag this fella down again. See what looks good. Here, I'm going to scroll over a little bit. If anything catches my eye, let's see. Oh, I think Theron Delft Blue. See that? Which, you know what, I know for a fact is a good backlight color. So I'm going to use 365 Theron Delft Blue, which is named, I believe, after a lighting designer. Okay, 356, do we say? That's going to be a Fresnel as well. It's a broad-based area, so... Oh, wait, I forgot to get the color, didn't I? Let's do, again, just for giggles, let's do this method. So we know 356. Let's go scroll. Oop. Whoa. Hold on, sorry. That took a turn. You can see I did a lot of rehearsal time here. 356, 356, 356. Where are you? 356. Delft Blue. I've lost my Delft Blue, so there it is. 365. Okay, sorry. 365. Delft Blue. Find something that looks like it. Kind of a, let's see, it's a little more purple to it. That's it right there, I think. That's really close, so we're going to use that. All right, 356, Delft Blue. I'm having a hard time remembering that. Let's move on. Okay, we have that one. Let's copy. And paste. Now this is going to be pointed this way, so we're going to go ahead and move that up, and let's put it back there. It can go behind the cyc. So we be real good right there. Okay, here we are. Now we got that. We need cyc washers. These are those instruments that will be light on the drop, so you can see it. Again, it's got sort of this lush color, so I'm just gonna use my experience to find something. It's got green in it, and it's also got a little yellow. Let me go back. I'm sorry. So you can see it does have sunlight colors, but it's also got this green lushness. So we need to bring sunlight and that kind of lush tropical, not lush, but verdant feel to it. So we need something that's got green and yellow, preferably. Now, if we go down here, you can see where my cursor is with all these little greens. We have something like we have lime green. That's a little too yellow. We could do light green or gaslight green. That's a little too green. Well, that leaves 087 pale yellow green. I think that would be perfect. So we're going to use that. And we're going to go down to these little boxes, the cyc washer boxes. We're going to pick one, fill. We'll pick this out. Whoa, what happened? Oh, somebody. I think I did outline instead of fill, and that's just not right. There we go. That's more right. For some reason, this one fills in both boxes. That's okay. We can live with that. We know what it is. What is it again? 087. Oh. There we go. Click an empty space. Copy. And there we go. Cyc washers. And these go right up against the cyc. Now, usually there's at least 2 or 3. This is a small one, so we're just going to do 2. Oop. Took my finger off the control button. Really? Control, move, we copy. There we go. So those will work. And those are just boxes up against the cyc to let us know this is what's lighting up the cyc. Now, if we go back, I have one more instrument to go. And that is, you can see here, this speckled, this is sunlight coming through the trees, right? It could be modeling, but I'm going to put it in there. You can see it's kind of also casting a shadow on his coat. So what we need is a gobo. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the slides. I'm going to bring up the gobo catalog. There we are, the Roscoe Gobo catalog. Now, usually what they do, these gobos, these patterns, right, they will simulate sunlight through a tree. A lot of times, any sort of pattern you want. We want something that's called a breakup pattern. That's what the foliage ones are called. That also works for other patterns, but we're okay with that. Now, there are thousands of gobos, so I'm not going to go through all of them. So I'm going to go Show Gobo Categories. Here we see Foliage Breakup. That's the one we want. And there we go. Now, this one looks really nice to me. Yes, that's a nice, generic English breakup pattern. So that's what we're going to use, 77774. So, okay, hold on to that. Just remember it. Let's go back to that. Gobos are always done using Source 4 spotlights. Now, what we're going to do, sorry, let me go back up here. We're going to take one of the colors here. Let's see, one of the key colors is R54. So we're going to take that and we're going to make it just a little bit lighter. Pick a color that's just a little lighter than that. And that's probably pale lavender. Why do that? Because it just shows it shows the pattern or contrast better. If the light's all the same, that's great, but it shows just a little bit of sunlight coming through, and excuse me, a little sunlight coming through, and then it reinforces the shadow of the leaves. Gosh, I hope that made sense. Eyedropper. What did I say? 53. Yep. I think I'm going to change that and go lavender mist. That looks a little lighter to me. Good thing about lighting, you can change your mind. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what we want. And then, what is that? R50, 351. There we go. Click an empty space. We are almost done, my friends. Copy. Paste. Put it right here. So we're going to catch the guy on this one, but we also want to catch some tree. Okay, and we're going to add one more thing I forgot. We'll do that -G for gobo. Okay, there we go. Folks, we're almost done. We got a light plot here. All right, now, let's do some labeling. You see, this is where now the X's come into play. We need to assign instrument numbers to our instruments. This will help with identification of types of instruments, where they're located, what gobo is and what instrument, so forth and so on. And the usual way of numbering is front to back, stage right to stage left. So this one here, where my cursor is going, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. So let's do some numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is exciting. Isn't this fun? I'm having fun. Where was I? 6. Whoop, nope. 7. Almost there. Wake up. 8. That one's upside down. Can't deal with it. Okay, so because we've numbered it, we now know this gobo is in instrument number 3. So you can see I have a box up here for gobo. So what I'll do is hit number 3. And what was that one again? 77774. So when you do that, I can go right to that one, and I can go right to the catalog, and I know exactly what gobo you have picked. Okay, there we go. You can see. We can't see because it's in PowerPoint, but this might be something we can use this summer to do creating our own masterpieces when we're all together on stage. I hope this helps. I wish you the best of luck, and please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.